Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the Weather and Lifestyle News Show. Well, happy Friday. Boy, tomorrow I'm going to go see that Freedom movie that's put out. I'm going to go see it tomorrow morning, and then I have to go birthday shopping for my granddaughter. Her birthday's this next week. The one that says the pledge for us. I think she's going to be 6. She wants Barbie stuff. Barbie, Barbie, Barbie. She says, and you notice my flowers are missing. I had the housekeepers here. Now, yesterday I wasn't on. Um, they let me know about 3 that I was going to have internet issues for a couple hours. So I delayed the show. Well, lo and behold, I didn't have it until 10. So sorry about that, folks. And I had a really good show, so I combined the two, what I had yesterday with today. So there's a lot of news and boy, of summer fun trivia. Yeah, we're going to have some summer fun from um, summer trivia questions to trivia or summer fun games that you play to concerts. Yeah, do you know this band? Boy, so in this show, I'm going to give you guys a kind of let's see, a clue to one of the questions on trivia. So if you're watching, join us in the next show. See if you can answer it and see if you remember. Uh, Earthquakes. Oh boy, Iceland volcano, and they telling everyone to stay away. To Now we had an earthquake in Mexico, a good sized one. Dutch census saying West Coast, watch out. United States, watch out. Um, and he was talking icebergs. Now, if you're new, we do watch Dutch Sense, and that's where I get a lot of my info from. Uh, so go and watch him because he's talking about the ice caps and he shows the proof, folks. Is it a climate change or not? How about just weather? It's hot. Boy, it's hot here. um, so, um, Happy Friday, Susan. I think Karen's little baby's got a birthday, 1 years old tomorrow. What does she call her? We have little nicknames for. I can't remember. Is it Peanut? Happy birthday, Peanut. Mine is. I don't know if we got a nickname for her yet. But my other granddaughter is Sweet Pea. Um, and I make everybody's boy. I have a ring for everybody that calls me. Um, William, oh boy, since William just came in, his is the dragnet thing. Sweet Peas, oh sweet pea. Your daughter's calling you. Um, I have a friend that um, Darth Vader theme. And oh boy, he didn't like it at first, but it's grown on him. I go to Drudge. If you want really cool themes, songs for your ringtones, also, it sets everything, all your noises. Go to Drudge. It's a great site. It's easy. A lot of advertisements, so folks. You got to put up with advertisement, but it's free, and they have a lot of thousands of ringtones that you can use. All right, 88, it feels better. Well, we were at 76 until noon, and then we went stupid hot. Yeah, we had a storm this morning, thunder, and the lights were flickering. I was like, oh no, not again, not again. But we have more coming in the middle of the night. But it's Saturday, so I'm gonna have a busy. I've had, I've had a busy week with lawn and house and outage and internet outage. I kept telling them it's the solar flares. And the guys just looked at me. Really? I think there's a break in the line. No, I think it's solar out. I think it's solar flares. And I even called the main company. I said, I think this is solar flares. Uh, and After a while, and I started talking to the guy, I think he started believing me. Yeah, because I've been having issues all week. You guys have been watching it with me with the show. So unfortunately, um, internet outages. And we were one of the 17 states that seen the northern lights. So if you guys have pictures of it, send them to me. I'd love to show them. So, all right. Um, William, are you ready? Guess who's on today? Yeah, guess who's
Well, we
on?
started this week with rain and flooding concerns for the Northeast, and unfortunately, we're ending this week that way. Here's a look at the last 7 days, and man, has it been wet. Some areas upwards of 8, 9, 10 inches of rain. Today, we're still looking at more flooding potential, mainly through the lower Hudson Valley, Connecticut, parts of western Massachusetts. That's where your heavy rain is going to be as you see it play out here on the radar. Now, what we're going to get through the weekend and unfortunately even into next week is a series of fronts that comes through, and that's going to keep the weather unsettled. So we are talking more rounds of rain, localized flooding in the forecast through the weekend and beyond. There's a look at the rain that is expected through this weekend. Now, it will be on and off, not steady rain, but you will have chances for those heavy downpours. And unfortunately, it continues even into next week. So through Tuesday, here's a look at additional rainfall that is expected. Some of the heaviest rain could set up through New Haven, up through Boston, where we could see 2 to 3 inches of rain, of course, with localized heavier amounts.
Weren't they just complaining about the drought? Now they're complaining about the floods. Boy, make up your mind, folks. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's make up your mind. Uh, Calvin isn't a big threat to Hawaii. When I thought, wait a minute, this thing looks red. When I first
Hurricane
started looking
Calvin.
at it, um, it was like, that's pretty fierce looking. I mean, look at that. But they say Hurricane Calvin. Did you know there was a Hurricane Calvin? I wonder if Calvin is for Calvin Klein. I'm going to have to send my name in and say, I want Ellie next year. I want Ellie. Yes. Yeah. So I could claim it. Well, I don't know. I hope it doesn't do too much destruction. But anyway, here's Calvin.
And is in the eastern Pacific. Winds right now 105 miles per hour. Now notice here in its path, Hawaii is right at the end of that cone. Not a big concern right now. Here's the deal with this storm. It will slowly weaken over the weekend, and we can thank dry air ahead of it for that. So by the time we get to mid next week, where it could affect Hawaii, at best, we could be looking at a weak tropical storm or a subtropical storm. We'll be watching this through the weekend, but right now it does not look like a major threat.
There you go. And then, they say the smoke's back, folks. Here comes the smoke again. Um, earthquakes, there was only 30 of them, but the biggest one was let me get uh, there it is, 6.3 in Palm Arcito, Mexico. Now, I heard, let's see, um, Chiapas, Mexico. So we'll have to see which one. I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing. But only 30 quakes. It didn't seem like very much, but boy, the United States. We just had one in Bandon, Oregon, and they don't usually report in Oregon or Washington, but they have. And then we had another one just recently in Puerto Rico at 2.7. So if we go back to Mexico, the same one had a 5.2 right after. Um, and then, of course, Hawaii, they say, is active with a 4.6 and a 3.1. And it's also, so we have a volcano, we have hurricanes, and a hurricane heading towards Hawaii. So Hawaii is, a three-way slam for it could be a natural disaster. Over in Japan, I remember I said, boy, we might have, it's awful quiet. Well, they had a 5.3. And then way up at the tippy top, here we go again in Kaktovik, Alaska with a 2.6. It's getting very active there. Now, you guys, if you, like I said, if you're new, go watch Dutch Sense on either Twitch or on YouTube because he really is very informative this morning when I watched him. Um, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the ice caps and um, the um, the ice of the Arctic. And I listened to him and I thought, huh. So I ran it through all my searches, and I even think the USGS is starting to agree with him. They don't, they want to ban him. They want to get rid of him, but I tend to think they're starting to agree that this could be happening. So go watch him. All right, so we had four of them in Alaska. One was a 3.1. We had a 2.5. Oops, we had another one. Nothing's coming up. Huh. They say in Puerto Rico, 2.7. So another one in Puerto Rico. Now we know they just recently had an earthquake. Now my concerns, as we went to um, Mexico, is how many there is in the United States. The geysers, that is Clear Lake. That is the home of the Clear Lake Diamonds. 3.2. We haven't seen one there in a while. Minna, Nevada. We haven't had one there in a while. Then we've seen Junction, California, Caso Junction, 2.8. Then we've seen one in Utah. They don't normally have them in Utah. And then you move over to Cullibut, Oklahoma. Now, Susan, boy, I was telling you they're heading your way. Well, they decided to stick around in Oklahoma for another day, and then we'll see something go. But according to Dutch, since he wasn't saying nothing about the East Coast, he was saying the West Coast is very active, and he expects something from Mexico to head that way. So be careful in California, folks. 4.5 in Bolivia. Then we had one in Argentina, 4.5, and a 4.2 in Chile. So they were all really close, the same on the Richter scale. Then remember I said there was nothing going on over in Indonesia, but we had 4.3 in the Philippines, and we had the Banda Sea 4.6. Now, Turkey, Afghanistan, Tajikistan is another one. Italy, um, they're all quiet, very quiet. So we could be seeing a bigger one there too. All right, let's move on. Florida. What's going on in Florida? Um, well, there's two things going on in Florida. One's a sinkhole, but this one isn't a sinkhole. This is Florida authorities arrest pet owner in Fort Myers after a dog was found tethered to a post, was found dead. They arrested the pet owner, and for hours later, the dog was dead. They say this happened on the 11th, and it was a 5-year-old pit bull mix named Los. He was tied to a pole in the backyard for several hours without food, water, or shelter. And even the police department said it really sickens them that another defenseless animal was killed due to incompetence of the owner. If you're going to tether it to the pole outside, make sure it's got water, make sure it's got food, and make sure it's got some shade. Don't leave it out there in the sun. It's just going to kill it in this heat. Um, it's got pictures. It don't have. It just says um, 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 and at the same time, well, they're not that they have one picture of this guy um, in the front of him, but let's just not give him no credit. He's a criminal. He's a jerk. Let's just call him what he is. He's a jerk. You know, uh, if you're going to get an animal, take care of it, folks. I mean, I know my viewers are going to take care of their animals and they're sickened by this. And you know what's even more sickening? A Nebraska man with 665 animals in his home is sentenced for animal cruelty. He lived in a 1,200 square foot home with 665 animals. How many is too many? How many? I'm going to say two or three per person. I mean, even two people with six, that's a lot. I mean, how many do you need? How many do you need? How many do you want to save or rescue? Do you realize there are so many people out there looking for the perfect animal that's willing to save an animal? Let them go. What is it? Wasn't it the Disney song, Let Them Go? Let them, yeah, my granddaughter sings it. Let them go. Let it go. Find good homes. Don't get 665 animals. That's just nuts. Wow. All right. Um, and so I did tell you about the earthquake in Mexico. They had a 6.4 in Chiapas. I think I pronounced it right. Otherwise, they're probably laughing at me. Um, they said that the earthquake magnitude of 6.4 struck near the coast of Chiapas in Mexico. Uh, the German Research Center for Geosciences is the one that reported it and reported to the USGS. They're not saying damages. I'm pretty sure there is. Um, so here we go. So there was one like we seen. Um, oops. So we had a 603 or 6.3 in a Palma Cheeto, and then we had the other one in this other place of Chiapas. And we looked them up on the map, and they're pretty close together. So, hoarder, yeah, the pet hoarders. No, don't hoard pets. Come on, folks. All right, so Florida again. The sinkhole opens for a third time in 10 years, and it's only getting deeper and deeper. And then we have China that wants to dig to the Earth's core. Why don't China just look for a sinkhole and go from there? All right, so here I want to uh, let's see. Let me get this set up. All right, here we go. The sinkhole. So you guys remember the home that it swallowed? It's the same hole. Yeah. So, oh boy. I bet the family's just wondering, thank God, that they're moved, they demolished the home and they moved away. It's getting bigger, they say, way bigger. And the sinkhole is basically getting deeper and wider. Wow. Yeah, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yesterday was Friday, Fries Day. And McDonald's was offering free fries only if you download their app. What a ripoff. I mean, if you're going to have French Fry Day, that's what I should have called it, French Fry Day. Just give your French fries away. Don't get people to download stuff. What if you've been hacked and you got a virus and you just spread a whole bunch of viruses to a bunch of people? And I called them out for it because I went to get my free French fries. Oh, you got to download the app, and I said, well, that's false information, misinformation. They were like, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. You didn't say you had to put it on your phone on an app. That's not what it says on the site. And I showed it to them, and the manager looked at it, and she was just like, I didn't realize that. No wonder everybody's coming in for free fries. If you know if you're going to offer the free stuff, at least 7-Eleven gave you you go in and get a Slurpee for free for 7-Eleven. No, don't play app games. Don't call it French Fry Day and then say, oh, there's certain things you got to do to be able to get it free. Then don't offer it. Just tell them if you want a free thing, you got to do our app, and there's certain things you got to do to be able to get the free stuff. Don't surprise it on us. Boy. All right. Oh, boy. Eagles. Eagles goodbye. Really? I'm not talking birds, folks. I'm talking the group. Eagles farewell tour. I can only imagine the ticket prices. Ooh, boy. I bet they're expensive. I don't even know if I could afford that. Yeah, the Eagles farewell tour. Look back at iconic bands. So join us. Let me show you guys something. Oh boy, look at how young these guys were. Yeah, take a good look how young they were. Boy, uh, on this day, you know me, history. May 7th, 19, well, not, well, this is May 7th. Come on. Don't tell me on this day. Is it July? Who said May? May 7th. The song Hotel California by the Eagles made a hit. We had Don Henley. Um, so many was a big part of it. Glenn Frey. Is it Fry or Frey? I think it's Frey. Um, every single one of them, I think, made it. Randy Meisner, I'm sorry. Everybody's like, and look at this. Look at how young these guys were. Looky there. Looky there. How young. So, and then, we got them a little bit older on this one. And their hits are still alive. Hotel California is enjoyed all over the world. Globally, Hotel California, yeah. And quite a few others. Take It Easy, Take It to the Limit. Come on, folks, throw it in there in the comments today. Your favorite Eagles song. I want to hear about it. Because, if this is goodbye, you get this now. Guess what they're doing now? This is kind of weird. They are doing hologram concerts, is what they call it. So they get them as young performing. They turn it into a hologram and they put it on stage, and you go in a concert and you watch it as a hologram. And they say it looks real. I can't remember who said it. They said they went in and their kids thought it was actually the real band. And said, see, look how young they are. And the father's going, they're in their 60s and 70s. No, look, you're wrong. They just came out. No. I think it was ABBA they went and saw. And it's like, no, they're old. That's a hologram. And they were just blown away. They thought it was real. Look at how holograms could deceive this new generation. William, what do you think? This could be a new wave of concerts, but a new wave of how to deceive the young people that believe these people are actually there on stage. Huh. All right. A cruise ship pulled up for a beautiful view. and then the water started turning red. It was a beautiful view of the beach. It was a beautiful view um, uh, of the sun. It was a beautiful view. But then all of a sudden, the water turned red. It was a dolphin that had been killed by a whale, and it turned the water red. And did the captain know of the cruise ship? No, he was just offering something very beautiful. Do you know that there's half a dozen people on that cruise ship suing him for showing blood red and a dolphin kill? How horrible is that? They said. He didn't know. It was beautiful for the first 30 minutes. And then the ocean turned red. And then he left. He turned tail and he went. Come on, y'all, just quit suing people for frivolous stuff. That's nature. That's part of nature. You're not always going to be guaranteed that something isn't going to kill something in front of you. You just never know. It's not a planned. It's not planned for people that want to videotape it. They videotape it when it's being done. They don't. It's an accident. It's an accident waiting to be videotaped. And over uh, half of those people that's suing took videos of it. Why? If they hate it so much, why would they do videos? Brr, crazy people, crazy people. Um, you tired of not being able to spread hard butter on toast? How many of you guys know that? Anybody know a really good hack? Uh, Scraping the handheld strainer across a block of hardened butter appears to make the dairy base easier. Um, um, Makes it easier to spread. So they're putting it in a strainer. Now here you go, so you get an idea. I do mine on a shredder. If you shred it, the butter it's easier to spread. But they're saying put it in a strainer. I hope that helps somebody. I was thinking about it and I was telling my housekeeper yesterday, I said, you could do that on a shredder. And she went, I didn't know that. Because she was asking me about my butter on the counter. So, and I don't put it away till nighttime. So, all right. So hopefully somebody out there needed that. William needed it because him and his dog eat a lot of toast, I bet. Now, how many times you go to Costco and how many times you get the free food there and how many times do we get it for our kids? Do you ever expect that they would choke on it? So, one lady, a 4-year old, was choking on a hot dog at Costco, and thank goodness someone knew what to do and stopped it. But it didn't, well, it stopped it to a point. Then he tried CPR and then using an AED machine. But the girl didn't survive. So they want to stop giving samples at Costco. Just you got to watch your kids. You got to watch your kids. If it's a hot dog and it's too big of a hot dog, watch them. Teach them smaller bites. And he did try. Someone did try to save this little girl. I believe it was a little girl. Yes. Um, Bystanders at the scene attempted to help. They did. And they did provide CPR, adding that an AED was used. Um, and so, according, the little girl was choking. on a hot dog is what I mean, we knew that. We knew that. We don't need the coroner to tell us. Just watch your kids. You just got, kids at that age, even heck, I even say 30-year-olds. You got to watch what they do because, boy, they do dumb things too. Um, you just got to watch your kids and steer them in the right direction. Get them on the path, not the straight path, but maybe a few little bumps here and there. But you got to watch your 1 year old, your 2 year old, your 3 year old when it comes to food because it's so easy for them to choke on food. Even your dogs. Um, I gave my Scotty a good sized chunk of a hamburger and I killed him. He fell over and died on my floor. We had to do a little bit of CPR and we brought him back, but he was gone. And it's just because he swallowed the stupid thing whole. And so after that, I said, "Oh, I ain't playing that." I trusted that you would chew it up and chew it in half and little pieces would fall on the floor. Not always, folks. So watch your kids. Watch your kids. Florida, Burmese python. They found one. It's a record of 19 feet. 19 feet, Burmese python. And it was at Naples. They found it in Naples and probably the Everglades. They got snakes there. Now, here's a tidbit of info. In India, the kids play with snakes. When they're caught and they're killed, or their heads are chopped off, or sometimes they just kill them. The kids will play with the snakes. There's a video out there where the kids play jump rope with they say a 15-foot python. Playing with snakes as a toy. Oh, I don't know about that. All right. Um, we have got to. This is the first year, folks, that I have seen. We had what a fox with rabies. We've seen the raccoons with rabies. Um, um, a bobcat with rabies. Now it's a beaver. Why are so many animals plagued with rabies? What is going on in the wildlife? And it's not just Florida or New York or even here in Arkansas. It's all over the United States. And now a Georgia girl was attacked by a beaver, and come to find out it had rabies. Don't trust the wildlife, folks. Just don't. And then this one here, this beaver was ready to attack this little girl. It went after her, chased her, and bit her. And they said it's the biggest they've ever seen. And she was swimming in a lake, Rainer, in Gainesville, Georgia. The first such attack in decades, they say. So be very careful. Um, these wild animals, stay away for now. We know bats got rabies. So if you see wildlife, don't just think. Even possums, folks. They all look so cute, but there's a good point that you'll get up close and it decides it's going to freak out and attack. Do not pet these little critters. They may look nice, they may look cute. Just be careful because you never know with the rabies now, with so many wildlife. Used to be skunks, bats, and raccoons. Now we got bobcats, we got beavers, we've got all kinds of animals now. And if you got cats that you let out in the open, good possibility that they could even get the rabies. And dogs, even dogs. All right. So we're getting close to the end of the show. Um, and we are down to the funny posts. Redneck medical terms. Oh, yeah. Artery, the study of painting. Bacteria, the back door to the cafeteria. Barium, what doctors do when patients die. Cesarean section, a neighborhood in Rome. A CAT scan, looking for socks. Cauterize, Made eye contact with her. Dilate, live long. Hangnail, a coat hook. Impotent, distinguished and well known. Impotent, that's what we call it here, impotent, not impotent. They call it impotent here. Yeah, yeah, it's being well known. Yep. Uh, Morbid, higher offer. Morbid, oh yeah. What about nitrates? Cheaper than day rates. How about a pap smear? It's a paternity test. See if you're paps or not. Recovery room, a place to do upholstery. Seizure, a Roman emperor. Okay. All right. A tumor, additional pair. Two more. Yeah, two more. Yeah, it's not a tumor. It's a two more additional pair. A urine, opposite of you're not. You're in or you're not. Varicose is very close. Yep, it's nearby. A vein, you're conceited. All right, folks, that's it for the Friday. So come on back. I got some great trivia. Um, Summer fun. It's called Summer fun. Summer of trivia, summer games, and some are bands. Some are here and some are not. So come on back and join us. And the puppy's saying hello. Yeah. All right. Um, anyway, happy Friday. I'm going to go see that movie. The Sound of Freedom, I think, is what it's called tomorrow. And then I got to go Barbie shopping. Barbie. All right. Happy birthday to Miss Karen's little peanut for tomorrow. All right. We will see you all in about 20 minutes. Have a wonderful evening and come on back and bring your friends. Have a fun Friday night. It's hot. Stay in. And I've got, oh boy, it's a lot of trivia. So, with that, we'll see you in a few minutes.